Hey, Hot Moms. Welcome back to another episode of the Hot Mom Life podcast. I'm Amanda, your fellow Hot Mom, and together we're on a mission to elevate, chase our dreams, and realize our full potential. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome to the space where ambition meets motherhood. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, YKTV, you know the vibes. We're here to get real, get organized, and get closer to the dreams we've been too busy to chase. So let me ask y'all this. How many of y'all have ever said, I don't have enough time? Raise your hand. I'm raising my hand. Or you might even have said, I'll get to that when life slows down. Spoiler alert, ladies. Life is not slowing down. But here's the thing. The life that we all want is not beyond our reach. It just needs some systems to support it. If you've been listening, you've been hearing me talking about, January being my time to set up systems so that I can hit the ground running in February. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about 5 powerful systems that I think every ambitious hot mom needs to simplify her life, to create harmony/balance. Y'all know I have an affinity for using the word balance, but also just create the time in the space to go after our goals, because we do deserve, the opportunity to do that. And because I do want to make this as practical as possible, I am going to link a resource I created a while back, and I was looking at it and I'm like, wow, this is so relevant, and I really needed to read it myself. But I created this budgeting time guide. I think it's really helpful. It's packed with a lot of strategies that I've used personally to help create more harmony. So I'm going to link that in the notes. I don't want you to think I'm talking in theory. I'm talking about things that I've actually tested out, tried myself, failed forward, tweaked a little bit, found what worked. So I want to share some of these things with you. And again, this is also a reminder to myself. I like to have these check-ins of doing, am I doing the things that I said I was going to do? So grab your coffee, depending on what time you're listening. I'm a coffee girl, but hey, if you need some wine, you need something a little stronger, grab that. Grab a pen or whatever you need, and let's get into it. So systems. I know I always say systems, but systems are what's going to help you. I don't want to say have your life on autopilot, but once you have these systems in place, it's a way for automation. We want these to become habits so that they can become sustainable. So the most important one I want to start with is time management. This is the foundation for everything else, because if you don't manage your time, it's going to feel like you don't have enough of it. And we know that is not true. Honestly, everything is going to flow from how well you budget your time. So if you don't take anything away from today, take away this time management system. So here's how you're going to create a system that actually works. First, you're going to spend your time on paper, okay? And if it's not a physical piece of paper, if it's not a planner, maybe you like to do things digitally, you need to actually write things down, however you write it down. So I would recommend, and this is what I do, taking maybe 15 to 20 minutes at the start of your week to map out what has to happen and then what you'd like to happen, okay? Use a planner, whatever works for you, a notebook, something. I want you to use it not just for your appointments, but also for planning your focus blocks. I try to do this every Sunday, but Sunday Fun Day has becoming, it's been getting real. So I will wake up super early on Monday, but before I start my week, before I clock into work, I have a meeting with myself first to set myself up for success. Now, while I'm doing that, the second thing I do is batch my tasks. So if I know that I have to respond to some emails, if I need to draft something, if I know I have multiple things I need to do on a computer or on my iPad, I'm going to batch all of that together, because what sense will it make for me to sit down and do an email and then hurry up and shift and start washing dishes. Like, no. I am a type of person, once I get into a groove, it's easy for me to knock a lot of similar tasks out at once. So I would recommend grouping similar activities together to minimize context switching. If I'm going to set aside time, to record content, I'll do that. Another time block might be for admin work. But I know what works for me is that when I'm in the zone, I'm way more productive. The third thing I would do, and what I'm doing now, is create non-negotiables. I like to schedule sacred time for my family. So I may say, hey, Friday evening, we're going to have a game night, and I'm not going to plan anything else during that time. Time for self-care, time for my personal goals. That might mean waking up a little bit earlier, but schedule that time and treat that time like appointments you would not dare cancel. Okay, if you know it's so hard for you to get an appointment with your eyebrow girl, you are going to make sure that you are available at that time. Make this time as sacred as you hold that appointment. Block out work hours, family times, whatever you feel is important. But I also want you to dedicate at least 2 blocks of time to work on your dreams. See what you can carve out, girl. For me, like I said, it's my content creation. So I try to make sure I block out time where there's no phones, no distractions, just pure focus. And that has really helped me move the needle, be more productive, and get way more accomplished. So if you're listening to me and you're like, girl, I don't have time to plan, I get it. Life gets very hectic, but I promise you, spending like 20 minutes on a plan will save you hours of stress. And if your week doesn't go as planned, that's okay. We have to be flexible. We have to adjust and keep going, but just keep trying. Don't try it once and like, oh, you know what? I had an emergency. It didn't work. I'll never make a plan again. That's not realistic because, again, life be life and life happens. But the thing is, keep trying because it will get easier. Especially if you're like, hey, my week is too unpredictable. Time blocking doesn't have to be rigid. It doesn't have to be like, hey, this is it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But think of it as a guide. If you get a curveball, adjust. Just don't abandon the whole plan. And I think that's where a lot of people mess up. It doesn't work once and they're like, all right, whatever. Planning isn't for me. Progress over perfection. Remember those mantras. Like, if you just try it, it will get better. You don't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. Just try it and just do it. Okay, the second system for me, that has really, really helped, and I had got so far away from it, and I'm like, in 2025, I am coming back, is meal planning and a prep system. If dinner is not handled, the whole house feels it, okay? Everybody's like, what are we eating? What's going on? What's the plan? And I think my children have become accustomed to knowing what the meals are. They even help, give contributions on what they think would be good. So meal planning is a game changer, but we are going to make it realistic. I don't want you to think that you need to create 65 meals in your freezer. Okay, so this is how we're going to get started. Pick a theme for each day. If you follow me on social media, my son religiously says Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, right? Monday could be pasta night. Wednesday could be leftovers. Just take the guesswork out of planning. I'm also going to link. I actually have a planner, like a schedule, acrylic schedule in my refrigerator. It's super cute. First off, aesthetically pleasing, comes with a lot of cute markers. But I plan out my meals on Sundays. I write it on the schedule, and that way my kid, because Preston can't read, but I try to draw pictures on it too so he can try to figure out what it is. But anywho, they know what we're eating. I know what I'm cooking. They know what day we're getting leftovers. I also even document on there when we're going to have like DoorDash or go out to eat. So we all know what the plan is. I'll even ask them sometimes for their input, but it helps so much. Now, one thing that I am working on, so I will be honest, definitely not consistent with this, but trying to either batch cook or prep things on Sundays. I told y'all Sunday Fun Day has become very real. The Lions have been doing good over the past couple of months. So I won't say that this happens every week, but I would like for it to. So can I chop veggies, clean my fruit and bag it up, portion out snacks for the kids, because my kids really love fruit. And if I don't do this, they will just eat all my fruit. And we know fruit is expensive. It's way better than candy. I know I'm digressing, but if I can portion it out, we can kind of ration it a little better. I also like to, again, like I said, plan my meals, but soup has definitely been one of the things that are on repeat, and it has helped me because I can eat this over multiple days, or I can eat it for lunch for myself during the week. But I would tell you, if you can prep as much as you can when you have extra time, it helps so much during the week when things get hectic and crazy. So maybe you could put on a podcast, listen to me talk, okay? Put on a podcast, get in your zone, maybe take an hour and see what you can get accomplished for your meal planning. I will agree if you are listening and you're like, girl, I am too tired. I don't have time. But start small. Prep one meal, or even just your snacks. A lot of people are at the, start of the year trying to focus on eating healthier. Prep out, some celery, some carrots, hummus. Do something small, but I guarantee you when you grab something, when you're in a rush, you are going to be so happy, and your future self is definitely going to thank you. Once you see how much time and energy it saves, you are definitely going to want to do it more often. Trust me, okay? Okay, y'all. Now, the next system is tough for a lot of us because it means letting go of control. But hear me out, please. You cannot do everything yourself, nor should you. If you listened, one of my mantras for 2025 is get somebody else to do it. Delegation isn't just about asking for help. It's also letting go of the mindset that you have to do it all. So this third system is about delegation and outsourcing. So this is what we're going to start doing. If you are a control freak like me, let's start with giving your kids some age-appropriate chores. I am going to link, again, this acrylic calendar system because one of the things, it's 3 separate ones, but one has a to-do list. So I've listed out my kids' chores. We are going to get back to it because honestly, I don't think they've been doing any of it. But Paige is older. I have her unload the dishwasher. She's in control of vacuuming and Swiffering the floor. I'll mop it, but just, spot touch-ups. Preston has to pick up his toys. Probably can give him something else. But, these are things that help teach them more responsibility. And it also gives me a little breathing room. I don't like having to clean up 24/7. I don't think you like having to clean up 24/7. So what is it that you can do to get your family involved and take some of that load off of your plate? The next thing you're going to do is outsource the things that drain you. Yes, you are going to do this. For me, it was laundry, and it has started to be cleaning. I utilize a laundry service. I'm going to link that too. I got a lot of links this week, y'all, but I'm going to link for you to get a discount off of your first order. But I've posted about this a lot. So if you're following me, you have absolutely heard that I use this. It's called Poplin. And if you're in the Metro Detroit area, I'll even share my laundry pro because she is thebomb.com. But they come to your house. They pick your laundry up. So I put it in bags. Oh, no. Okay, anywho, sorry. They put it in bags. I put it in bags. I put it on my porch. I send my laundry because I like to use Gain. And they pick it up, wash, dry, fold. deliver the clothes back to you the next day. My person, my laundry pro, she even tries to separate the clothes by who they belong to, which I love. So I always tip her really good. But then all I have to do is put the clothes up. Okay. It's $1 per pound if you want next day delivery. And I think it's $2 per pound if you want same day. But on average, when I send my laundry, if I send it on a somewhat regular basis, I spend about $40 to $50. Now, because they charge by the pound and I do own a washing machine, I don't send stuff like my towels or like jeans, hoodies, things that are heavier, because I'm not that lazy and I just don't want to pay for all of that. It has become a lot now because it's cold and we're wearing a lot of these things that are heavier. So it was a lot cheaper in the summertime. But I figure, them doing a majority of it and me having to fold jeans is way better than me trying to wash clothes for 3 people. And I probably do laundry like every other week. So definitely a game changer for me. But outsource what you can. Again, it's really dependent on what fits in your budget. No judgment. Don't judge me. I'm not judging you. Do what you can. I do have a cleaning service. I have not had them come in regularly. That's something I do want to change for 2025. Maybe quarterly have a deep cleaning of my house so that I can maintain it and do, my weekly cleaning. But outsource what you can. If it fits in your budget, think of these as investments for peace of mind. I'm so busy. I have so much I want to accomplish. What are things that I can take off my plate? And I probably don't like doing them anyway. The last thing in this section for delegation is automating the basics. I had got to a point, I might have to pull it back, but I had got to a point where my bills were on auto pay. I feel like that is just the ultimate adult moment. Using apps like Instacart, depending on if you get a good shopper, or doing grocery pickup. I know Kroger does it for free. I'm sure Walmart does it for free if you spend over a certain amount. So you're not in the grocery store for hours trying to figure out what you need. And it helps you not buy stuff you don't need. Just a little pro tip there. And then also my Amazon auto delivery. Certain stuff I know I'm going to need. I'm going to need laundry detergent. I'm going to need dishwashing liquid, things for the dishwasher. I'm going to need Windex. Those are all the things that I have automated and I'm subscribed and it just shows up at my house and I don't have to take any effort to figure it out. So if you're okay, I can't afford to outsource, let me ask you this. How much is your time worth? What could you accomplish with the time you would save by letting somebody else do it? Think about it in that perspective, and then I think you would value it so much more. Sometimes spending a little to save a lot of mental energy is the best investment you can make. And that's how I have to look at it because honestly, I just really don't feel like doing it. Okay. Number 4 is it's a very personal one for me because I've been the mom who runs on fumes and then I end up crashing and doing nothing. So it doesn't work. I want to focus on self-care and energy management because self-care isn't selfish, it's strategic. We all know as moms, we're often the last person on our priority list. But it's really essential for us to focus and take care of ourselves if we want to stay energized and focused. Remember, we're trying to elevate. We're trying to keep our momentum. We're trying to chase our goals in 2025. So we can't do that burnt out. We cannot pour from an empty cup. I know you've heard that, but it's so, so true. So here's how we're going to make it part of our system. First, we're going to create a daily routine that recharges us. Now, for me, it is waking up at the crack of dawn. Actually, it's before the crack of dawn. It's still dark. But that's time for me to get a workout in, to spend my time with God, reading my Bible and my devotions. Maybe it's me, brewing a cup of coffee. It's me revisiting my goals, chasing my dreams, doing things that can help build my brand. But those are things that recharge me, that get me energized and excited for life. And that time is super sacred. I enjoy that. I like to ease into my day. I don't like when I wake up and I'm automatically jumping into mommy mode. So create a daily routine that allows you to do something that gets you energized and excited. Another thing we're going to do is also just schedule a weekly you time. Put it on the calendar, like I said, like it's a meeting. And it could just be something super simple. I mean, I've created these boundaries in my work life. So I need to take a break. I work remotely and it's so easy to get consumed. So I like to step away from my desk at lunchtime to actually eat lunch. But also, weather permitting, take a walk. I love taking a walk. Listen to a podcast while I'm taking a walk. I'll lock the bathroom door. Doesn't really work, but I'm trying. Do something. Do some skincare at home. Something for you, and do it every week. Try to do it every day, honestly. But hey, if this is not a practice that you've done, start weekly. Build it up 2 to 3 times per week. But you have to do something for you. And then the last thing is setting those boundaries. Again, remember those mantras. Know when to know. KNOW, when to NO. Know when you need to say no. Say no to things that drain you. Your time is super valuable, so you need to use it very wisely and keep those boundaries in place. And if you're like, girl, I do not have time. I'm busy. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Start small. You have 5 minutes. Take a deep breath. Stretch. Walk around outside of your house. Like, do something for yourself, because you cannot bring yourself down to the ground in 2025. You cannot. Please. Please don't. Okay, y'all. And for the fun part, right, because this is a podcast about being an ambitious mother, it's going to be our dream chasing workflow system. And this is how this system is going to work. We are going to look at all of our big ideas and goals. Remember, I like to just brain dump everything that I want to accomplish, and I try to even push it, not just within the year, but like 2028, like 3 to 5 years. What do you want to do? So let's break it down. Let's pick something that we're like super excited about and we're going to accomplish it this year. So let's break it down. Start with me talking myself out of creating a blog or a vlog for the longest. Let's start with that one. So first we're going to pick a platform. What platform do you want to focus on? All right, I said I want to get focused on YouTube. Then I'm going to create content ideas, video ideas that I want to shoot. Going to shoot them. I mean, I'm going to break these down into, tangible things that I could accomplish. And it doesn't seem super scary. When you think of it, super high level, you're like, I don't even know where to start. But if you break it down to things that are easy to achieve and you chunk your goals into bite-sized tasks, it makes them so much less overwhelming. Trust me. While you're doing that, track your progress. That's the second thing. You can use a planner. Again, if you want to write pen to paper, get you a notebook. I have so many little journals that I have for different things. You might even want to use an app. So things like Notion or Trello. Shoot, even if you want to just use a sticky note, you have a wall where, they can stay there and it's not going to bother anything. But track your progress. Seeing your progress is definitely going to keep you motivated. And then the last thing is celebrate your wins. Whether it's treating yourself to coffee, which, I do that anyway, so that might not be a treat for me. But even, rewarding yourself with new workout gear, taking yourself on a trip, sharing your success with a friend, whatever it is, don't skip that part, because that's what keeps the momentum going. You want to continue to push yourself to achieve those big things. And if you're a pessimist and you're like, but what if I say I want to do this and I fail? First off, don't think about it like that. But first, you can't fail if you don't quit. So if you stumble, you're learning. That's progress. Celebrate every step forward. Start messy. What was the mantra? Done is better than perfect. Start scared. Just start, right? The clarity and the confidence is going to come with action. You will get better over time, but you have to start. You got to pull the trigger. So, y'all, I'm not going to keep you long today. There you have it. Those are my 5 systems. Again, some of them I am religious with doing. Some of them I needed this reminder to get back into my groove. But those are 5 systems to simplify your life and create that space that we need so that we can go after our dreams. Systems aren't about perfection. They're about progress. So we need to be okay, even if it's starting small, because as long as we stay consistent and give ourselves grace along the way, we're definitely going to move the needle and we're going to elevate in 2025. I gave out a lot of links. I mentioned a lot of different links and resources. So make sure you check out the notes. It'll be the guide on budgeting time, which is those practical tips to help you get started. Some of the other resources, like my calendar that I have on my fridge, if you want to try it for your meal planning, if you want to try out my laundry system, and or even having someone come in, a cleaner for your home. I'm linking everything. I might have missed something, but whatever I mention, I'm going to link in the notes. And if you try any of these systems, maybe trying all 5 of them is way too much, but if you want to start with one and then build upon that, let me know, girl. Let me know what's working for you. I love hearing your wins. I love hearing how things resonate with you. And then lastly, because I know I love when you share this with other people. So if you love this, if you have a girl, another mom who needs to hear this, somebody that needs some organization and some systems and structures, share it. Share it with your other hot mom friends. And again, let me know when you try any of these things. I'd love to hear your wins and cheer you on, boo. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving, and keep thriving. Talk to you soon.